I really wanted to share this. Maya is the one stopping you from going home.
Not your boss lah. Not your boss. Not your project
No,
lead.
no.
Is Maya.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah.
Hackers can see through walls, and hackers can use aimbot.
If I know the way of doing realistic animations and also understand the concept of anime, I can choose when I want to be stylized, when I want to be realistic.
This is a fish, this is an eagle, this is a cobra.
So we don't let Maya control us, but we control Maya by setting the keys that we want.
They will stand up and they will do this. Or like, they will. I press the record button on both cameras.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is TM. Today, I am super excited to have my good friend here, Kovin. We are going to talk about video reference. We are going to go in super in-depth about why you should take video reference for your animations and how you can improve like this much in your animation by using only video reference. Kovin will share a lot of tips and tricks, and Kovin made a super amazing short little clip just to share his thoughts.
Wow, video reference. Right, okay. So anything you want to ask, little Kovin? Yes. So we just refer to the video reference, is that right?
Yep.
Isn't this what we have been learning in college itself? Yes, but this time it's different. The idea is to animate your animation as close as possible to your video reference. By slapping the video reference plane into your Maya or Mobu. I see. This method is pretty standard, I guess. Yes, but we're going to abuse this method. We're going to use it consistently to the point it feels like hacking. Whoa, just like in video games, hackers can see through walls, and hackers can use aimbot. So just imagine your character rig in the motion builder scene and a video reference of yourself beside it. You are now hacking. You can see through the thought process and aimbot the poses. So do you mean copying the animation? Yes, in this case, we're copying a lot of body mechanic animation. Doing this for a long period of time can automatically install the animation knowledge in your head and will eventually create an animation library inside your head. So why is this important? Oftentimes we have a bunch of animation tasks that are assigned to us. The correct method is to gather video references and refer to them as we animate. Am I right? So this is certainly the correct way to do our animation. But however, you are not hacking the animation. What do you mean? You are not being a hacker. You are not hacking the animation. You are mostly studying from the video reference and going back to animate in Motion Builder. After a while, you will look back at the video reference to study again and then go back to animate in your Motion Builder. So eventually this will take some time because you're switching in between tasks. However, if you had like a video reference plane in your Motion Builder beside your character, you are studying from the animation the whole time. During your posing, your splining, and all the way up until polishing. Example like maybe capturing how the head moves, how the overlapping moves, the leading action of the hips, and stuff like that, so on. So these creates a process that is less back and forth and straight to the point. I see. But how do I apply a semi-realistic timing, like somewhat cartoony and realistic if I wanted to go for, something semi-realistic? Simple. You have to be friends with your video editing app. In this case, Premiere Pro. Very easy to use. For example, simply create a project, drag and drop your clip, use the razor tool to cut, Ctrl R to speed up the timing. Once you are happy, press I and O to highlight your region, and then press Ctrl M. You can render as H.264 or MOV. MOV is normally friendly for Maya. So when you render SDs, try to keep it below 1 MB. With a small size video, the playback in Maya and Motion Builder will be quite smooth. How about creature animation if I can't act out the video references for it? Simple. You can still bring out your video references for creatures in terms of timing from your hands. This is a fish, this is an eagle, this is a cobra, this is a gorilla. Though at times, not everything can be referenced from real life. So, however, it's always essential to refer from online materials such as YouTube and Vimeo. References of creatures, animals, dragons, human attacks, dances, somersaults, falling, dying can be very hard to capture from real life video references. Now, let's dive into the work ethics that we can achieve to make the EXP boost even more powerful. Let's say you want to shoot a quick video reference, but you feel very lazy. There is like, you have to take out your phone, you have to set up the camera, you have to then transfer it to the computer later on. So quickly shoot a video reference by just angling your webcam to a space for acting, then open up the camera app, make it full screen and just start recording. The useful things here is that you can share with your lead earlier to get an idea approval faster. As animators, we are visual learners. We study from the eyes, whether it's realistic, semi-realistic, or even cartoony. It is our desire to create things that will pleasure other people's eyes, in this case, the client's eyes. The important part about taking this type of video reference is that we have to take it seriously. So that means like we have to put our heart and soul, maybe just heart into the video reference. So if you think about it, if we became Leonardo DiCaprio and we took the video reference because you act so well that the video reference is pretty much let's just say polished, okay? So when animating, you don't have to use your brain, but instead copy the video reference directly.
Ooh, this is amazing. I want to say this again. This is I do not own this clip at all. This is all the hard work from Kovin. Kovin did all the editing, and it is amazing. It really level up the whole, you know, when I look at this editing skill, I feel like I have to spend more time in editing my video. So let's start with the introductions from Kovin, okay?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Kovin. I'm currently working in Passion Republic as a senior animator. If we talk about like how I came across animation, was it started all the way back in high school. So high school, I started doing comics, like drawing comics, and then from then I was like interested in maybe 2D stuff, and slowly from 2D somehow into 3D, and I joined One Academy for 3 years, and here I am now working in Passion Republic for 4 years, right after I graduated from One Academy.
Yeah, to those who don't know, Kovin is actually my students also back in like a few years back.
Yep.
Kovin, you are a senior animator in Passion Republic right now. Can you share with us like what do you do as a senior animator?
Okay, so as a senior animator, we do mostly overseeing the team and at the same time doing our animations, like per se your assigned tasks. So assigned tasks, I guess they're not that much difference. It's just like you are just doing your shot and showing it to maybe your leads, your superiors, and then after that sending it to client. But what we also do is that we have teammates who are, let's say, struggling or finding inspiration. We can gladly just work as a team to kind of overcome that. So a cool example is that what we did recently is we also exchanged tasks. So like my teammate feels like his shot is very has been ongoing and a bit dull, So what I do is I take his task and he takes mine because I feel the same way about mine. So in this way,
So you can like refresh a little bit, right?
yes. So you refresh a little
I
bit,
see.
and it's not like one person has to deal with his own stuff, because in this way, all about like being flexible within the working space, and eventually, oh wow, that was like good teamwork. Eventually, when we do notice, it worked out.
Ooh,
Yep.
yeah, wow, that's nice. That's nice. I think I can do like a whole podcast with Colvin, you know. If anyone here would love to see that, you know, please write down in the comment, you know, maybe one day we can do that. But today we are more focusing on this video reference, you know. And one day both of us we are working in the same company. So Colvin one day has this idea of sharing this how to shoot video reference, how easy it can be or how useful it can be. Actually, I believe Colvin just want to share this with more like younger animators and really promote this shooting video reference habit. Then he did these presentations or sharing to the whole team in Passion Republic, and everyone enjoyed it so much. And I thought that maybe we can take this and share it in my channel, and it can share across to more people. But Colvin, thank you so much for sharing this on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
No problem.
But I want to know more about the intention behind, like, what makes you think of doing this video?
Okay, very good question. So I would say, come to think of it, like now the rise of apps, TikTok, Instagram Reels, this and that, Facebook, YouTube, people's attention span would be rather less.
More choice lah. They got more choices to pick.
Yes.
Right. Short, long.
It's like, yeah, you can get information almost anywhere. I wanted to create a video that can be an attention grabber. This video is like pretty much tried to be something that can use quite just a little bit of time so that I can explain the message with the audience still watching towards the end. So for whoever like who watches the video towards the end, then that's just a good job. Let's talk about for an animator who wants to join the industry. So you want to start work and you want to have a fast pacing for your growth in animation, or you want to learn more about, per se, body mechanics and stuff like that. And always, oftentimes when you seek for these, you ask questions, maybe to your lead, your teammates, your friends. How do I get better? They always tell you, everyone will say the same thing in common, which is refer to video reference, which can be the most annoying thing to hear.
Did I say that to you before?
Yeah, you have said that to me.
Oh man.
Even a lot of people got lah.
Okay.
So to a point where I just endure it all, and I see why. And now I say it to people. So the same thing that's happening in this video. So
I see. Because a lot of people, they don't really I understand why people don't really use video reference, because like what you mentioned in the start of the video, because it looks like you are copying something, right? There's no ownership when you're copying. You know, you're lacking of creative. We are coming out from an art school, right? Copying something is like kind of like a big thing, right? We cannot do in the art school, right? So that's why it kind of have like a very big impression of people, so they don't really like to copy stuff. But I believe the useful for video reference is stated super clear in that video. Whatever we are doing right now is just kind of, you know, elaborating more to it lah. To me myself, I use video reference a lot of time, right? Especially when I animate a lot of the time, I spend quite a lot of my time in shooting video reference only. That consider my planning. I am not a traditional 2D animators. I cannot really draw my animations out nicely. I can draw, but it took too long of time, because it's all about efficient, right? When you're in the industry,
Yep.
efficient is one of the big key, right? Imagine one day you have to do 3 shots, right? And you have to make sure those 3 shots idea needs to confirm by your lead, and or maybe we have to send it to the client, you know. So efficient is one of the biggest key to shoot video reference. But one of the big questions that a lot of people ask, when we shoot video reference, right, do we really shut down our creative brain? And what if we want to do like a stylized animations like Spider-Man Into the Verse or like Hotel Transylvania, those kind of stuff? Will you still use video reference?
Okay, so the answer is yes. We will still use video reference. If we use video reference, does it like take away our creative thoughts when doing animation? Because we are just looking at what is realistic or what has been done in real life. Per se, you want to do a kick or whirlwind kick or whatever karate kick you have, and the timing is very like real life timing, or people would say motion capture timing. When you look for sources out there, like per se gameplay animation or some animation reel that has cartoony timing or maybe a semi-realistic timing, that is when you can tweak it from your file. So technically, the video reference that you took and then copied into your Maya. So at the end of the day, you already have the animation. And then watch some animation reel or watch a movie clip, and you realize, whoa, the time is just so much faster. So go back to your animation, and then you just speed up the timing from there. You improve on your apex pose, meaning your extreme key pose. Improve on here and there. So I would say, all in all, it does not take your creative freedom away. It does not take away your creativity. It is a process that makes you fake it until you make it. So like,
Right.
I have a small testimonial for one of my teammates. So technically, last time in the studio, we would work on motion capture. So just imagine motion capture so makes life easier for animators, right? You just act in the suit, and then you have the animation data in your software already. Here's what happened. We shot the motion capture, and then we were done. So we brought everything to like Maya, and then one of my teammates noticed that, wow, I didn't know like there was this much of details in the legs. So what was happening was that the animation had like a type of weight shift, which he had to do in a very like quick moment, and like the details that the legs kind of portray in the motion capture was something that we couldn't do from imagination, or maybe like out of imagination, or just doing animation for the sake of the animation. So from there we actually learned like, wow, these are the necessities, like in terms of weight shift or leg steps, how many leg steps you need to do a quick turn. Sometimes it can be none, sometimes it can be some.
Right.
And motion capture or video reference teaches us exactly that. So just doing that later on gives you the freedom to push your animation to being semi-realistic or cartoony with the correct weight shift and stuff like that.
Wow, I totally agree to you on this one, because when we try to imagine how our character move in a scene, right? It is so hard, right? There's a lot of mechanics is happening with the body, which you don't really care about it like daily. You probably, if you see someone walking, you know that, okay, so this is person A, this is probably my friend. You can you have the impression of this person walking. Maybe you can try to act it out yourself also. But when you are going into Maya and like really manipulating those controller, your brain is actually blank. There is nothing in your brain. When there is nothing in your brain, we call it stuck.
Yep.
You call it stuck, and then you will do a lot of guessing work based on your knowledge about human mechanics.
Yes.
And because of that, your animation will look weird.
Yeah.
Trust me, especially when you're new. When you have more and more experience, that is a different case, right? I believe a lot of animators, they don't really use video reference one. Speaking about not using video reference, right? We had a chance to work with some Japanese company. So we are like super impressed by their imaginations, because they don't really use video reference one. So in the same time, they are super impressed with our using video reference method. So both of us were like, whoa. So you guys use this way? Oh, so we use this way. Everyone was like, wow. So we kind of learn something from them. They use a lot of creativity, when you look at those manga, when you look at those comic books, right? Those poses that they draw is like freaking dynamic, and I don't think any human can does that, but it just looks so cool. So my thoughts of that is that if I can use the knowledge of body mechanics and add with whatever that they show as a, you know, the pose, or they draw it with their creativity, if I can just combine both of them, right, it would be so cool, right?
Yes.
Both of them you can combine, it can be super solid. And if I know the way of doing realistic animations and also understand the concept of anime, like super stylized timing, I can choose when I want to be stylized, when I want to be realistic. So if you can tweak your bar, you can tweak your slider, right? It's like in Maya, you can tweak your slider, then you are a very capable animator to fit into different kind of situations.
Yes.
At least that's how I see it.
More,
Oh, but speaking about that, COVID, how do you come up with this idea? By when only you notice that it is important to you?
I would say this happened during like I'll talk about my experience working in fashion.
Yeah.
So it was during the first 1, 2, 3 years where I was just working super hard, trying to finish my work early, trying to go home on time, and also this is because of like my lack of efficiency during the working hours. So like I'll work on the shop, but I'll always be Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. It's just mistakes made repeatedly lah. So this began to change slowly because like one is experience, I've been gaining experience, and then another one is maybe implementing new ways to work. The very obvious one is getting my video reference correct. So that is where shooting a video reference, from me being shooting it very chincai, I start to shoot it like I am the character. I am in the zone. So this makes even just copying the animation look correct, because let's say I act as this ferocious character. I'm in the mood. I even have to scream when I'm in video reference. And then there is just so much emotion in the silhouette of the video reference, and I can just apply it into the animation. So I realized that, wow, I just finished polishing in pretty much blocking because I have the answer that's just right there. So I thought like, I don't have to be a good animator. I don't have to be a good someone who can delete keys fast or use layers, animation layers properly, or smooth the graph all the time. I just have to be a good actor. So
Wow, that's powerful.
yeah, there's a bit of a conflict here, or for most people, a lot of people say that they don't want to act. They're more comfortable doing animation because they don't feel comfortable doing video reference. They're probably shy, or they're not capable to do a lot of like kicks or somersaults. But this one refers more to body mechanics, like let's say even sitting down or getting up from a chair. You'll be surprised, a video reference would help you. So like last time I had an animation where I had to use my hand and reach for a sword and take it up. So there's a lot of factors to it, because if you do it from just one camera angle, you can just have it done quite easily. But
You can cheat it, right?
yes, but in gameplay animation, you have side view, you have top view, and as well as perspective view. So when you do face it on one view, your side view is going to look flat. So from the video reference, I started to record two views at once. So
Wow.
this time I have two answers. One is front and one is side. So normally the philosophy here is that when you get your front and side view right, your perspective is okay. So it's, you know, like the longitude, and the other one is latitude, all that stuff. So pretty much all you need for a solid video reference is just your front and side view, and sync them up both to play at the correct time in your editing software. So then I realized doing this just speeds up my workflow, and I don't have, you know, worry about thought process or how much input I need to put into the work, or how I'm gonna animate a spear, or maybe a cube first, a cube to set the timing. Like probably you guys see that in a lot of demo reels where they start blocking off with a cube, to set the timing of
Yeah.
maybe like a dragon or a creature. This one I acted as a bear. The timing was there. So I animated a bear,
Okay.
followed my timing, and blocking was just solid, and the client liked it. So
Yeah.
I would say pretty much this was what propelled me to chase the video reference for everything I do, because I would rather spend more effort at the start of my, let's say I'm given a task. Oftentimes I'll be like, wow, so lazy to take video reference. But if you actually took video reference at the start, maybe you have to set up the camera, you have to edit the video, and then only maybe after 1 hour you can start your animation because you've prepared the video reference. But then after that, you just have to spend time doing your animation without thinking. So it's quite a breeze, I would say, for your workflow. But rather, let's look at the other scenario. You didn't shoot a video reference, or you took a video reference which is not solid in terms of foundation, maybe body mechanics or the style they want, the emotion, not angry enough. Or maybe you don't have video reference at all. You start animation, and then you're gonna have to spend more hours like trying to fix your shot or think of like, use your brain to do your animation. So it's more, I would say, more taxing now.
Yeah, that is kind of like the secret, right? The secret sauce of using video reference. You didn't know it one. If you don't use your video reference, end up you are suffering by using your own imaginations. If your imagination is good, then obviously it's good lah. But most of the time, especially when you're new, it's not that. And with a lot of stress from from your lead, from the production, from the client, or from the games, wow, there's so much stress coming into you, and then you cannot really think properly as the animator. So you're quite kanjiong lah when you're animating that time, right? Okay, nice. I mean, very, very nice sharing from Colvin. Before we end this video, there's one more last question that I want to ask. Usually, what will gone wrong if you shoot a video reference? What is the possibility?
Oh, the cons of shooting video reference.
Yeah.
Well, nothing really much, because I would just say getting injured. Like,
Yeah, I injured my knee, back then, many years ago.
ouch.
I was doing a kneeling down animation,
Ooh,
then the cushion is not
just
thick
from
enough.
now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so thankfully for myself, I didn't like injure my knee, but I was doing a front somersault. Like, I had to somersault.
What, you do a somersault?
Yeah, a front somersault. I
Whoa.
don't do gymnastics, but I had to do that.
Whoa, wow.
This was because this is not any request from a client or some teammate. I really wanted to nail the animation, and the animation criteria was that. So I could obviously have gone to YouTube, which is recommended. You don't have to try dangerous stuff for video reference. But what I did was I set up the landing pad that our office has, or maybe example, if I were to give it a safer scenario for people at home, would be a bed. If you are
Yeah.
if you are confident to do it. So what I had to do was a somersault, a front somersault, and that whole moment, I pressed the record button on both cameras, and it took me half an hour to do my first somersault, because the whole time I was just standing there, just getting ready to do the somersault. When I'm running and I want to do it, I just stop. I cannot. When I go back to my starting position and run again, and I just stop. I cannot. It took a lot of
Courage.
yes, a lot of courage, a lot of willpower, and I did it. And then after I did it, I felt like, whoa, I just overcome something. And then I did it again and again until I got dizzy, and I reviewed the footage. I normally, a tip for like recording video reference is that your maybe last two takes is the perfect one, because you will eventually stop your video reference when you feel like, oh, it's correct. So when I reviewed the footage, okay, I felt like the last two ones, or the last one, was just the perfect roll. And then okay, I exported it and worked on it in Maya, and it was the same thing. It looked exactly like video reference, like my animation, the rolling, and yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. So
nice.
yeah, because I really wanted to try that. because on YouTube sometimes you might just find one view, or if you find video reference on
Yep.
YouTube, it's like a move from a movie scene, so there's camera shake. But I want to do this because I want to study like the exact front view from the video reference camera
Mhm.
and the side view.
Wow.
So it's like when I was animating from my video reference, it was just fun for me to animate. But it was
Yeah.
not.
You see, when Colvin is mentioning that, right, you see how precise he want that answer to be without using too much of his own imaginations. He really want to experience that feeling and look at that front view so that he can animate that data into animations.
Yes.
So we don't let Maya control us, but we control Maya by setting the keys that we want.
Exactly.
So with the knowledge you have with mechanics and also the study from video reference, so you are telling Maya what to do instead of Maya telling you, hey, I will do that for you, which is crappy animations and super linear timing, and it will look super floaty if you do not have enough data in it.
Yes, most definitely. Because especially when working in the industry, I really want to share this. Maya is the one stopping you from going home early. So it's like I really want to take the wheel.
So not your boss lah, not your project lead,
No.
is Maya.
Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah. It's always like there
Okay.
crashing your file, this and that.
Yeah.
Okay, so to continue from the question was video reference should always be taken with care, because if you break your hand, you cannot animate. We don't want anyone breaking things. So therefore the video is there, like to explain that if you have to animate Spider-Man, you can always go back to YouTube and you can do the same thing. You can even put the video in Maya and capture the timing. And then to like figure out body mechanics, that's where you can actually shoot your own video reference. Let's say Spider-Man in this movie scene was doing a swing. So you shoot your own video reference with maybe just one camera, and you do a swing. Like,
oh man, that is hard.
Exactly. So, but you don't have to swing. You just have to do the motion with your body, and then you could tell, oh, my head goes first, my upper torso leads,
Right.
and then my hips follow. So it's like you can get essence from that. A lot of times I see in the office is where animators doing their work, they will just stand up and they will do like
very stupid.
Yeah. They will stand up and they will do this. Or like they would turn and then see if the elbow like leads first or it overlap or offsets. Yeah. So it's the same.
Everyone is kind of like looking for the answer, right?
Yes. Everyone.
You know, imagine if you are a chef, right? When you are cooking, let's say this meat, right? You cook it and you feel like, I think I need to add more flavor. Then if you are the experienced chef, you instantly know what to add. Okay, I'll add this, I'll add pepper, blah 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 blah. Instantly you know what to add if the flavor is not enough. But with a beginner chef, right? Oh, this is not tasty enough, let's say not salty enough, that person will just put salt instead of putting other stuff. Bam! Right, then you don't even know how to control the amount. So this is how we differentiate like really talented animated, or maybe not say talented, like experienced or really putting thoughts in the animations, and you can really show it out in your art.
Yes.
Yeah, and also when I want to take video reference, actually there's quite a lot of like blocker from me back then. The first blocker is if I cannot act, then how, right? If I'm too shy, but shy is me myself, right? I just try not to be shy. But what if I want to act like a creature or whatever? Just now you did like a great example, maybe using hand or using some object to help you. Or if I'm animating a girl, maybe I can ask my co-worker to help me, right? You don't need to act it all yourself. As long as we basically what we're trying to say is that we just need the data. We just need the answer for the mechanics, or for you to key your controller. That is what we are looking for. You can find it online. You can find your friend to act for you. You can use object to represent something. Let's say the Spider-Man swing. You can use this to act like it. Or I remember someone did like a fish or something. You use
Oh,
hand. So that is amazing. That really give us a flow. I mean, if you're acting it like this, compared to you record it and really go frame by frame and study it, you can clearly see the arcs of it. You can know what is leading what, and this is how nerdy
we tend to get, yeah.
yeah, we go in like super in depth, but just to make the animation looks better. Whatever I'm saying right now, if you are a beginner, I strongly recommend, both of us, we strongly recommend you to shoot a lot of video reference. If you are in a studio that do not allow you to shoot video reference, then that is a little bit too bad lah, okay? But shooting a video reference can be really quick also lah, right? Or you can understand the whole thing and then you can go back home and shoot your video reference yourself at night or something, bring it. If you can't connect your phone to the PC, you can use your phone just like that and just have a look at it. I think it is better than nothing. It will instantly level up your animations like this big, this big.
Yeah. Agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. Okay, so we've been talking about video reference for quite long already. I am super happy that I today Colvin allow me to share his video on my channel, and obviously being here with us talking about video reference. Thank you so much for your sharing, Colvin.
No problem, Devon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. No problem. So if anyone here is doing what we are sharing also, maybe you guys can also share us your experience down in the comment below, or maybe if you have any blockers in shooting video reference, you can share it, and I'll try my best to answer all your questions lah. Or it's free one, no worries. Or maybe if Colvin pass by my YouTube video, then Colvin can help answer a little bit also, right? At least we can share around our methods lah, right? So all of the sharing today, it's all from Colvin's perspective and also my perspective. Everyone will have their own way to do it. It really just depends on the situations lah. I guess that's about it, everyone. Thanks again, Colvin.
No problem. Thank you, Devon.
I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
All right.
Alright, subscribe.